Alright everyone, once again we are back playing a little bit of Torchlight 2. This is Fillers coming at ya. Rocking out a little bit, hanging on out. Gonna play my Embermage a bit more before I go out for the evening and hang on out and drink some beers and have joyous occasions. Two similar weapons, like any two one-man weapons. Just kind of reading around what's available, what it's saying. So you guys were watching last time, this game's actually getting a little bit more difficult. Decided to watch as it starts getting frustratingly difficult. And as everywhere I go, I just continue to die all the damn time. Nope. Dude, was I at full health? Come on, Hulk Slasher. He's just kind of hanging out there, not really doing much of anything. Just sort of taking a beating. Let's see. Oh damn. Lost golden chest. Okay. If you remember from earlier, I went and I picked up, or I killed something that went to give me an awesome key. So I'm guessing, based off the map, when I get that key, I need to go back down over there. I don't even know if in that other section I actually even found the chest that went to. Or if I did, I didn't even notice. I just was kind of going along for the ride. And that looks like it might be a quest later on. What's up, buddy? So I ran into a weird situation with YouTube. Sorry, just kind of blabbering as I'm sitting here and playing this game, as I'm kind of cruising around and investigating and checking stuff on out. So as you guys know, since you guys are watching, I record this and I put it up on YouTube, and I, pretty much make use of monetization purposes so that I can, make a little bit of money back. And I'll spend, what, 15, sometimes 20, sometimes $40 on playing these games. And I'm going to play it anyway, so the feeling that I have is I might as well record it, put it online, use my ratings, as well as potentially make a little bit of money back. Most of the time I don't make anything. Pretty much if I go and get subscribers, if I get people watching, if I get people watching, I'm usually pretty happy. I just like to go and actually see that it's starting to grow, or that I'm getting better, I'm getting more followers, or more people like my content. And as time goes on, try to learn from my mistakes and get better at what I'm doing. So because of that, pretty much the only reason why I actually do this type of stuff is... Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, a little bit more difficult to fight. So because of that, one of the main reasons that I do it is for the monetization purposes. It's weird. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. I've been uploading some content for a while. Sometimes you go and get denied by YouTube automatically just based off of, it's got automatic censors and automatic checks to go and see whether or not your content is similar to other content, which is half the reason why, like, during cutscenes, it's better off to just kind of go and mix those on up and put them on their own videos. Because usually, in order for this to be your own content, this face is not dying. For this to be your own content, you have to be talking on top of it. So I'm actually able to display this stuff and show this stuff to you guys. I'm able to actually do the whole monetization because I'm talking on top of it, making my own content. It's unique and different and new because of that. So with that being said, very recently YouTube started doing stuff where it's just going to, like, you have to actually go and contact the distributor, the people that actually create the game, and obtain their authorization authorization that you're allowed to do this. Which makes it really easy if you're a huge giant... Oh, I didn't want to put on this yet. Before I get started on this, let me have my pet...
Your pet has departed.
Oops, no, I didn't want to do that yet. Oh, he's gonna be gone for 2 minutes. Alright, well, let's give this a shot. Protected crystal. Huh. I'm gonna start getting an onslaught of attacks. Or maybe as each time I go to a different section, I need to protect the crystal. Huh. Oh well, let's see what happens. I'm guessing that each time I go and jump, I need to protect the crystal. It's difficult because I can't actually see that crystal that well. Okay, that's not good. I'm guessing I'm going to be ranked on a score. And I can't actually put that dude up there.
I don't have enough mana. My mana is low.
Wow. That is a lot of damage. Alright, so those are like totems. I need to kill the totems. It being said that it resurrects goblins. Okay, and I'm down to 1 health potion now. That's not good. But I think that I actually kill all the goblins up top this time. Okay, let's see. Huh. Alright, so every single time you actually successfully protect it, it gives you a chest. Anyways, so as I was saying, and going through and kind of going off on that little tangent, yeah, I mean, I've done a whole bunch of different series before. I've done lots of recording before for different aspects and different games that I've played, and for the most part, it's never been an issue. So every once in a while, you'll have some random thing. I think that a lot of companies out there, they'll just go and they'll try to refute it or say that they should get the money for it. And by doing that, they actually go and lock you on out. So some random other YouTube videoer can go up there and says, oh, I went and I copied their content, and if I don't refute it, then they automatically start getting the monetization for it. So it's just, there's a bunch of weird little stuff that goes on the whole YouTube environment. But what they've started doing is denying you outright and requesting that you get authorization from companies, which kind of doesn't really make that sense.
Has departed.
I can understand why, like, you know, they're just trying to be careful and that nature, but for the most part, what I'm essentially doing right now is I'm doing free advertising, liking the game enough. First of all, I already bought the game, because I paid for it, and I'm showing off the game to you guys, and, you know, what I like about it, and I'm going through and playing it, and kind of showing the features. Potentially, I mean, once again, free press is good press, even though I don't get a whole crap load of views, but it's still better than nothing, and then as I hopefully potentially get more and more popular, it's going to make it easier. So what they're doing is they're making it so that people that are, you know, huge, like Total Biscuit, they can kind of do whatever they want. And, you know, like Husky, you know, they can play whatever they want. I doubt that they ever run into that issue in any way, shape, or form, because they're known as personalities. But, you know, you being a small person or someone that's just starting on up, and then you kind of get disheartened right away, just because, you know, the difference between, like, you know, $1 or $10, especially when you're starting off, is quite huge. Alright, let's help these guys on out real quick. God damn it.
You have a new request.
It's lucky you came along. Take this as a token of my gratitude. Now, if you please, the ambassador would like a word with you. Let's see. 2 health, 63 health compared to what I currently have. And let's do that. I can use some help.
Greetings, human.
Sultan of Zephyrfish sent Zarefesh sent us here to beg the Asterians leave to recover the golden gear and ancient artifact required to unlock the celestial armory in the Asean Wastes. The Asterians captured it from us in our war with them long ago, but Grand Regent Eldraine was willing to return it to us so that we might arm ourselves against the Ezrar with the assault. The exact location of the golden gear is long forgotten, but the Assyrians created a map from the 3 chests I spoke of. If you can find those, I can interpret the map and find the gear. Man, there's a whole bunch of weird names. Man, they can just go insane on this game. That text.
Your pet is badly wounded. You have become more skillful.
You have become more skillful. So, I don't know, I'm just sort of bummed about it, just because it makes things kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, if I go through and I get denied for actually doing the monetization, there's just so many different games that I can play out there that I haven't had this issue with, that it just sort of just makes me go, well, okay, then I guess I won't play this game, and I'll go off and I'll play something else. I mean, it doesn't really buy me anything by doing it, and it's just more of a hassle, and it just kind of makes things a big giant pain in the butt. So, we'll see what happens. I mean, if all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I just stop playing this, you'll know why. I'll probably talk about it in one of the other posts. Although, when I was working down at Riftcraft in San Diego, and doing web development and building things for them out there, we also had that problem a lot of times where, if you're familiar with Rift Tracks, it's essentially like Mystery Science 2000, where they do video commentary on top of stuff, and you know, they make fun of a lot of different things, and you know, their entire gimmick is there's a ton of dudes fighting me right now. Their whole type of thing is that they'll go and they'll take a movie and they'll do commentary on top of it, exact same thing as Mystery Science Theater 3000, and except they do it with DVD.
Insufficient mana.
So we used to run into a lot of problems where we would go and create essentially a commercial, going and trying to go and sell one of our products, you know, showing off some of the funny things or some of the funny bits, and I ran the wrong way.
Have perished.
Okay, let's go back to town.
May I assist you?
It's fine, whatever. I wasn't very far away anyways.
You a new recruit?
And before I do any of that, let me jump on over here, run across, as I drink my TC beverage. And no, it's not a recording night where I want to go and get drunk and drink booze. I have those are usually on Thursday with my buddy Lance. Lance Farsight, who we record Minecraft stuff with. But so, as I was saying before, now that I kind of lost my train of thought, over at Rift Tracks, we used to run into those problems all the time where we'd create like a commercial. We'd set it on up, you know, we'd create kind of like, oh, here's a whole bunch of different funny bits, you should totally buy this item, or buy the commentary so that you can sync it up with your DVD. Check it on out, it's funny, it's hilarious, it'll make you laugh. But you actually have to use scenes from the movie in order to do it. Let's see, what do I want to do? Okay, next unlock is 19. Charge mastery, let's do more 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, so I mean, what we'd always do is, when the movie was released, we'd go through, we'd buy a version of the DVD, we'd sync it up, and we'd essentially code it on out so we'd have a synced version of it, and then we'd go and we'd, you know, make the commercial for it, and we put it up on YouTube so that we can kind of give our fans something to look at, so they can see whether or not they want to buy it, want to purchase it. And it was a huge help in advertising. And we would get denied all the time just because of the fact that it was always, you know, YouTube would just say, hey, you know, this is, you don't have authorization for that, you have a problem with that. And we always told them, like, you know what, it'll be fine, they're okay with it, they want us to do this, it's essentially us helping them sell their DVDs, because the whole way the player worked is that you'd actually have their own control. So companies liked it, they liked working with us, as well as, I mean, some companies didn't like it because we were essentially making fun of their movie.
Your pet has fled.
But it wasn't always that case. So I mean, but we always make it, and we're able to actually get it up on YouTube. It just made things like a giant pain in the butt.